So can I help Acura? That is the question here and what I'm going to be talking about. I'm Chris Driven. Welcome back. So yeah, can I help Acura? What do I mean by that? Well, I think for those who may or may not know, Acura is really one of the most underrated, least talked about brands. In my opinion, I am talking as a person. I'm not talking as an employee right now at the moment or ever. So Acura, don't fire me or anything. This is just my personal opinion. But I really am going to do whatever I can to help the brand, because that's initially what I was telling, the sales managers when they were interviewing me. And I'm talking from somebody who had no idea about Acura, okay? Even as a car enthusiast, Acura had me confused. Okay, so, once again, personal opinions and everything, but everything that I've learned so far about Acura has helped me liked the brand or the vehicles, mostly through experiencing the cars. So for those who are looking at buying a vehicle, they were in the market, who want a Honda but want a little more than just what a Honda offers, Acura is here, and they're gonna provide you with a premium / luxury performance oriented vehicle. And I say luxury / premium because they are supposed to be a luxury brand. However, I think they need to own up to, acknowledging that it feels more of a premium brand, since that is what all the customers of Acura are saying. And not only customers, like current fans, but just everybody is saying that it's just a premium Honda. And this is part of where I'm trying to help Acura and people who don't understand what Acura offers. Is you really have to experience the cars, and that's driving the car. Drive it like when you go on a test drive. I always tell people, drive it how you drive it. Drive fast, just drive it. Enjoy it, but drive it. They're meant to be driven. Chris Driven. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, these cars are fun. And for those who don't know about the super handling all-wheel drive, I need to make a little short on what this super handling all-wheel drive is. But the best way to describe how that feels when you're going either on a corner or if you're making a turn from a stop sign and you're gassing it, it feels like those spinning teacups that are at the amusement parks. It's a different kind of all-wheel drive, so it's not just all about traction, but the super handling all-wheel drive adds the performance and gives you that fun that other European or luxury brands don't even offer. From what I've read, it's more about traction and other vehicles, but for Acura, it gives you that performance additional to the traction. And that's why some of the vehicles, they will come in snow mode. Once again, it helps you for traction, but also for performance, which is what the brand's about. So, I got to do the best that I can to, help people understand what Acura is while I'm here. Not sure how long I will be, whether it's if they want to get rid of me or I end up going somewhere else. Not sure. Life is a huge mystery. Hopefully my bosses don't see this. But yeah, so I didn't know about Acura. Like I said in the beginning, I had no idea. And it really took driving these cars to understand what the brand is about. Not only driving, but paying attention and using the features that it has. One of my favorite things about the brand is that it simplifies picking which vehicle and trim to get, unlike all the German brands that people prefer because they enjoy paying so much for maintenance and repairs. And that's another thing as to, has me questioning, how do people not get Acuras? It's competing with brands like Lexus, Mercedes, Audi, and BMW. For Lexus, I will understand, so we will keep them out of this conversation. But for Acura to compete against Lexus, for them to compete against BMW, Audi, and Mercedes, Acura offers the most value-based luxury/premium vehicle compared to all three of them. And once again, every single brand has something different to offer. So imagine if all these cars are built exactly the same performance, same luxury. Like, it makes it boring. But yeah, so what I've learned is Acura is gonna cost you a lot less compared to getting those three luxury brands. And I know people always want to bring up the price as to why they don't end up getting an Acura, but really overall, if you love long-term relationships, which nowadays some people don't, just kidding, not really. Acura is gonna be there and working for you. I mean, if you decide to trade in the cars like 3-5 years later, hey, that's completely fine. But at least an Acura is not going to give you a headache of having to go to the dealership out of your own inconvenience compared to a Mercedes, Audi, or BMW. And I also want to keep this neutral and positive. This is no dirt that I'm throwing at any of those brands. Like I said, I would love to experience every single brand. But like, this is just me helping out Acura in the most positive, non-biased way. But it is true. You can ask your chat GPT. You can look it up on Google. Acura is going to cost you a lot less down the road than getting those luxury brands. Whether it's maintenance or repairs, Acura is going to beat them. And it's just crazy. It offers so much in value and features. So much is standard on an Acura that you have to pay optional or extra when it comes to other brands. And this is true. I can give you some examples. So, panoramic sunroof, standard on an MDX. That's an example. And there's a lot of safety features that you have to pay extra, like blind spot monitor. There's just so many different things. Like, I'm a bit overwhelmed with how many safety features that it has, that you have to pay extra for other brands. Not at Acura. At Acura, it depends the trim level that you pick, and that's exactly what it's going to come. You don't have to pay extra for anything. Obviously, there are exterior, interior, or accessory modifications that you can pay as an option. Just all the normal stuff, whether it's like lights or a different wing on the car, the little things, but it's nothing majorly that you need for your own safety or convenience of the car that you ever have to pay extra. I think there's going to be a lot more videos about this as far as how good Acura is compared to other brands that they're competing with, because seriously, it's just, for those of you who are watching, maybe looking for a car, debating whether you should even get a Mercedes, BMW, or Audi because of how expensive the maintenance and repairs can be, go look at Acura. And I want you to test drive it. Really pay attention to the model you're getting, especially if you're getting a super handling all-wheel drive, which the Integra nor the ADX currently have. I'm not sure Integra will ever have it. Hopefully they can get that into the ADX. I will say, I know right now Acura does need to include their hybrid systems in the vehicles as fast as possible. But once again, being that the brand is about performance, who's looking at gas mileage? Nobody. However, obviously, it is a good option to have for people if they want the brand and just want, to save gas. And fine, that's perfectly fine. But and if you are looking into getting an Acura, if you want the best way to answer everything that you want to know about what each model has, go to Acura Info Center. From there, click the year, the model that you're looking into, and it's going to give you different trim levels and what they offer. Once again, all these things it starts with the base model of what you're looking at, and then you move up to something, say, like, depending on the model, there is the A-Spec. Well, there's the Tech for some, there's the A-Spec, there's A-Spec Tech, and then there's the A-Spec Advance, and then there's Type S. But yeah, every single little thing shows you what it has, and pick whatever you want, whether you care about ventilated seats, whether you want panoramic sunroof, depending on the amount of audio that you care for in the vehicle too. That's another reason as to pay attention to what each trim level offers. But every single trim, that's what it comes with. You don't have to pay extra. And I think that's really one of the things, besides the amazing driving experience that an Acura offers, has me very surprised and amazed that people aren't even getting these cars. It's just, I'm telling you, it's essential. So if you're just obviously shopping around or cross shopping, make sure on your test drive it how you would. That's most important. Test out the different modes. Connect your phone as well. I always offer people to connect their phones, because if you put in audio or a song that you love and you're listening to it with Acura's audio system in their vehicles, it puts you in a different world, and it's amazing. I mean, I know you can put XM or just regular radio, but when you're listening to your favorite songs in the car, it just elevates that experience and makes you love it a lot more, or understand why people, may want it. So to me, this is very essential. But then you can also see how Google Maps and everything looks like when you're just using everything. Like, if you're going to a dealership, make sure to save the most amount of time to make sure you know that this is a vehicle you want. Of course, in the end, this is a big commitment. For some people, it might not be. But yeah, test out everything, ask questions. But if you do visit me here at Spring Acura at the moment, you can ask for Chris Garcia, and I will help you out. I'm all about all fun, no pressure. Because like I said, I've made my own financial mistakes when it comes to cars. So I'm never somebody who's going to pressure you into a vehicle. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to teach you about it and show you what other people or what other brands might not offer, as of some of the things I mentioned before. So yeah, lots more to come. But yeah, overall, I'm going to try to do whatever I can for the Acura brand. If you guys don't know, they have their own racing division that they're in, which is, I believe, the WEC. I'm still trying to familiarize myself with that. But you can imagine yourself, when you're driving an Acura, you're in a race car. So yeah. With that said, let's go back to work. Let's go explore more and share whatever I can to help people understand the brand and the cars, and maybe why you should get one. But yeah, if you're in California, stop by. I'm in Riverside, where the dealership is at. Spreen Acura, that is SPREEN Acura. Catch you guys later. Stay driven, Acura bosses, don't fire me. I'm really just trying to do whatever I can to help the brand. But of course, there are improvements that could be made in some areas for the vehicles. But for the most part, it offers a lot of value compared to other brands. And the experience. It's all about the experience. And it's also not a very flashy car. It's very low key. Anyway, catch you guys soon. And I'll see you at the lot. Was that a cool outro? I have no idea. See you later.